Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga with Sarah. Today is my first YouTube video for yoga, and very excited to be leading you through a gentle, just mostly seated flow today. So we have been sitting so much. If you're working from home right now, or wherever you are in life, moving is just so important. So we'll be getting a lot into hamstrings and shoulders, as well as low back. So glad to have you. Let's get started on our mats. Start in a comfortable seat. Palms of the hands can press down on the thighs for more of a grounding energy. Or could face upwards to the ceiling to receive. Just notice where you are today, what your needs are, and allow the eyes to close. Begin to notice your inhales and your exhales. Not feeling that there's any need to change them. Noticing where the breath lies in the body. Is it mostly in the upper chest? Is it in your diaphragm, in your belly more? Notice without judgment. Meet yourself where you are. Begin to add movement on to our breath. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them. Fingertips come to either side of the hips, palms face up to the ceiling. Inhale through the nose, arms reach and lift to the ceiling. Exhaling, hands heart center. Twice more, arms to the sides, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more, hands either sides, inhale, arms sweep out and up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Take the left palm of the left hand to the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting to the right, any amount. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, using the strength of the core rather than the push of the right hand behind the body to deepen the twist. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, untwist. Moving on to the other side. Right hand to left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, twisting any amount to the left. Left hand can come behind the body, wherever it's comfortable. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, twist and deepen any amount. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Inhaling, gaze forward. Exhale, untwist. This time taking the soles of the feet together. The closer the feet are in towards the sits bones, the more intense the stretch will feel on the hip flexors. So really just listen to where your body is today. How does this feel on your hips? How does this feel on the knees? Any pain in the knees, any searing pain, any pain really at all in your knees really isn't what we're going for. You're likely not going to develop much flexibility in the knees, and that could lead to injury if you're consistently feeling pain in your yoga practice. So what we want is a lifelong sustainable yoga practice, and that really comes from taking care of your knees from the get-go. So you can walk the feet further out into more of a diamond shape with the legs to still enjoy the benefits of the stretch, but experience it differently in the hips. Notice what feels best for you. And when you're there, arrive there. Notice the connection of the sits bones on the mat, maybe rocking side to side, just to notice the pull and the weight of gravity as it grounds you and settles you onto your mat and into your yoga practice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding any amount over the feet. This time, keeping the back and really straight and keeping the integrity of the spine. There is a great version of this posture where you can round in. But starting our practice today, we'll keep the integrity and the length of the spine in this pose. I'll show you from this way as well. Keep breathing. Inhaling back up. Hands walk besides the hips. And extend the left leg out long. Right foot settles in to the left thigh. Right knee comes out to this triangle shape. Janu Sirsasana. Left foot is flexed, reaching through the left foot. Option to stay here. This is where you are today. Great. If you'd like a block or blanket under that right knee for extra support, always know adding more props can always be a great addition to the practice and can help add that little bit of support to then deepen into the posture so the body just feels a little bit more at ease. Another option, extend the arms long. Inhale. Exhale, folding over the leg. Any amount. Noticing if you've rounded into the spine. If so, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keeping that length in the spine that we had in butterfly pose. Also an option to reach the hands around the left foot. Noticing though, does that make your spine round? If it does, walk it back out. And breathing here. Breathing into the back of the leg and the hamstring. Walking the hands back towards the hips. Bend the left leg, left sole of the foot plants on the mat, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Figure 4. So my right foot is flexed. My right knee is out. I'm actively gently pushing that left knee, any amount, towards the direction of my left foot. Getting that gentle stretch into the IT band, into the hip flexor, the outer hip flexor. Noticing if you've rounded into the spine and allowing the hands behind you to lengthen, elevate the chest, elevate the spine. We integrating these healthy practices for our spine, for our low back throughout class today. When you're ready, uncross the legs, extend the right leg long this time. Left sole of the left foot comes in to the right thigh. Janu Sirsasana on the right. Right foot is flexed. Option to stay here. Noticing here, if you are staying here, that you have this alignment in the spine. So it's a lifting, kind of coming from the foundation of your sits bones up, lifting to the chest. Head is stacked over shoulders, over hips. Another option here is to inhale, extend the arms long. Exhale, folding any amount over the legs. Noticing if there's any difference in where the hands fall from left side to right side. Acknowledge that not as a feeling of one side or the other side of your body, just meeting yourself where you are and acknowledging where you are in your practice within your own body and just today. With your next inhale, hands walk back up and to the hips. Right sole of the foot plants on the mat. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Kind of sitting back just to get that cross of the legs. One thing I didn't mention on the other side is that you can intensify or kind of like de-escalate this posture depending on where that right foot is on the mat. So the closer it is to the body, the closer that right knee is to the chest, you'll get more of an intense stretch in the left hip. If you'd like it further out, also great. Really just working into that left hip flexor. Keeping the left foot flexed to protect the knee. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. One more inhale here, spine long, and exhale. Uncross the legs, crossing the ankles and rolling over onto hands and knees, tabletop pose. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll move through a few cat-cow postures to start and really warming up the back, the low back. So all 10 fingers are pressed into the mat, noticing too that that presses the palm of the hand, all of the knuckles securely onto the mat. This is the engagement we want in the hands in postures that we'll see later, like a downward facing dog, or in other classes, like more of a standard vinyasa flow class where you'd be doing a lot of plank postures. The more engagement and connection you have in the fingers and in the knuckles of the hands, the more you'll notice that there's protection of the wrist, kind of in a longer term practice. Inhaling cow and exhaling cat. Coming to a neutral spine, we're going to tuck the toes, lift our hips, briefly coming into down dog and noticing the connection of all of the knuckles and the fingers into the mat. Bend the knees generously and baby step all the way to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance, so 2 fists can fit beneath the hands, between the feet, Inhaling halfway lift, fingers can stay on the mat or hands can come to shins, flattening the back. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhaling halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bending one knee, and then bending the other knee. Releasing into the hamstrings, releasing into the forward fold. Allow the head to hang heavy. Shake it. No, shake it, yes. From here, press evenly into both feet. And then inhale to stand. Arms sweep out and up. Gaze is up. And exhale. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment here to close the eyes, to breathe. Notice that the quality of the breath has changed and where it lives in the body or how deep your breaths are. If the eyes are closed, gently open them. Hands to either side, palms face up. Gentle bend in the knees. Never feel like you're totally locking out your legs. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, folding forward, hinge at the hips. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Left foot stays in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. And then options here for the hands. Hands can come to the thighs. Hands can come to heart center. Or arms can reach up to the ceiling. noticing the stretch in that front of this right hip. Low lunge Anjaneyasana. One more inhale here. Exhaling, hands to the mat, or if you'd like, hands to blocks on any height. Shift the hips back, runner stretch. So come onto the heel of the left foot. Noticing, making sure that that right hip is over the right knee. Inhale here. Exhale, folding in any amount. Knowing you've gone far enough if the spine starts to round. Inhale, bending into the front knee. Arms reach up. Low lunge. We'll move back and forth between those two postures. Exhale, hands to the mat. Runner's lunge. Inhaling forward. Arms sweep up. Exhale once more. Runner stretch. Inhale, arms sweep up. Low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right hand plants. Left arm opens up to the left. Option to stay here or bend the back knee. Reach for the outer edge of the foot or for the ankle. Knowing here too, you could involve a strap or a blanket around the back foot if it's just out of reach. Really stretching, bending the heel closer into the glute to get into that quad stretch. One more inhale. Exhale. If you have the foot, gently release it down to the mat. This time just switching sides. So tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and either jump switch or step the left foot back and step the right foot up. I'll show you what I mean by jump switch. We're gonna get a little movement, bending back and forth into the front knee. And right at the peak of the hips, we're going to switch. So it can be fun. It can be a fun little add to practice, or take it at the pace you need. Today, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhaling, arms reach. Also options as before. Hands can come to heart center or to the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Shifting the hips back, runner stretch. Bending into the front knee. Inhaling, arms reach, low lunge. Do this twice more. Exhale, hands to the mat. Hip shift back, runner stretch. Inhaling, low lunge. Exhale, runner stretch. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, transitioning into that twist. So left hand plants on the mat. Right arm can open out to the ceiling. Option to stay here, gazing up at that hand or down to the mat. Whatever feels best on your neck today. Option to stay here or bend the back knee and reaching for the foot or for the ankle. Noticing here that on either side, but I'll mention it on this one, that it could feel really good to have a blanket underneath the left knee, but making sure that you're coming onto that kind of fleshy part just above the kneecap. You're not directly on the kneecap here, which for me is very uncomfortable. One more inhale here. Exhale, gently release the foot. Let me making our way to standing. So tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and then step up to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale. Hands come to either side. So we're at the top of the mat. What I want you to do is take a wide stance along the long edge of the mat. So I step back with my right foot and align yourself in the sense you feel that your wrists are over your ankles. If you were to hold your arms to T, you could draw lines or strings between the wrists and the ankles. You can use a mirror, or maybe like myself, you could use your laptop just to notice what your alignment truly is. Also, totally fine to have the feet closer in together if that's where the flexibility of your inner thighs is today. But if you'd like, I would say probably don't go any further than this because we really want to focus on the integrity of this posture. So, alignment. Hands to hips. And take a moment to look at your feet. So what we want is a slight pigeon toeing of the toes slightly into the midline being the center line. If you imagine coming down through your nose and down all the way to the ground. So slight pigeon toeing of the feet, slight bend in the knees. We don't want to be fully locked out. Inhale, hands to hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulder blades draw together, and down on the back. Exhale, folding forward any amount. Option to stay here. Hands come to the mat, planting beneath the shoulder blades. Or you can inhale here, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding in and down any amount. Walking the hands back between the feet as needed. Really stopping when you could see that there's a 90-degree angle here between the bicep and the forearm. Shake the head no, shake the head yes. And draw the kneecap into the thigh. Really keep the thigh engaged throughout the posture, and it's a great way to keep protecting the knees in this wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Or I've heard it both ways, Prasarita and Prasarita. You tell me. I don't know about you, but I always think Wingardium Leviosa, not Leviosa, when I think Prasarita or Prasarita. With an inhale, walk the hands back beneath the shoulders. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, pressing into the feet, strongly stand. Point the left toes to the top of the mat. Right toes come in at over a 45-degree angle. We're setting up for triangle pose, Trikonasana. So I'm going to adjust the stance as needed. Take a moment on your mat. Really feel comfortable here. Inhaling, arms to T. Reach over that left leg. And exhale, setting the hand down wherever it might land. So maybe that's to the outside of the left ankle. Maybe that's to the left shin or left ankle. Knowing blocks are also a great option here to the outside of the left foot. Gazes up to that top right hand. Do you have a microband in that front leg? If not, tiny microband in the knee. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Press strongly into the feet. Inhaling back through center. And then exhale, right foot, right toes point toward the back of the mat. Arms to T. Bringing those left toes in at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, reaching out over that right leg. Exhale, right hand to the mat or to a block or to your shin. Left arm up into T. If this does for any reason feel uncomfortable on the shoulder or the elbow, now you can always take the left hand, left hip. Keeping a micro bend in the front knee. Pressing strongly into the feet. Inhale to rise. And then exhale, step the feet together as in Tadasana, just in the middle of your mat. We're making our way to seated as we wind down our practice for today. Gather anything you might like to have while seated. Maybe you'd like to sit up on a block, if that would get your hips up, or maybe sit on a blanket or a pillow. Really making the most of whatever props you happen to have at home is one of the most ingenious things about having a home yoga practice. So we'll just do a few final postures to wrap up our class today. If you're seated up on a blanket or a pillow, you can keep that under the hips here. Extend the legs long along the length of the mat. Staff pose. Shoulders draw together and down along the back. 3 breaths here. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhale, folding any amount over the legs for Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Option to have the hands come along the shins or to take peace fingers around big toes. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Noticing the moment the spine starts to round, we've gone just a bit too far and should back out of the posture. Two more breaths here. Inhale to walk the hands back. Draw the right knee into the chest. Sole of the right foot plants on the mat. And keep 1 fist distance between your foot and your thigh. You can walk that foot in as close as it would like to be to the right sits bone, or you can walk it further out from the body just to see how that changes pose, if it feels better for you, and where you are. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting to the right. Right hand comes behind the body. Similar to that gentle twist we started our practice with today as we come full circle. Inhale, extend the right leg long, untwist. Exhale, draw the left knee in to the chest, keeping 1 fist between the foot and the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting to the left this time, any amount. Left fingers come behind the sits bone, behind the low back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, gaze forward, do nothing. Exhaling, untwist. Extend the legs long. And make your way to a comfortable seat as we end our class for today. Let's acknowledge all of the great stretching we just did. We worked all sorts of different muscle areas of the body, kind of sending our breath and sending our practice and groundedness into our low back, into our hamstrings and quads. So I'm so glad you took the time out of your day to do this yoga practice for yourself. Know that I'll be posting videos here regularly, Yoga with Sarah, and I look forward to having you back here on my channel. So like and subscribe in the comments below. Before we do any of that, I'm going to take a final moment of breath and meditation. Allow the eyes to close. We'll do one breath together. Start by exhaling all of your air. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Hands heart center. Hope this practice has brought you a sense of peace and joy wherever you are in your day that brought you here. Namaste. Thanks again, everyone. Look forward to seeing you here again.